Okay, so what I want you to feel is I want you to feel the left shoulder down and the bowing of the left side in during the takeaway. That's your takeaway feel. That's your pushback feel, right? And then we want to feel stomach to the target and feeling those glute squeeze in the finish. Good. Left shoulder down, left side bows in, glute squeeze to the finish.
What I want you to notice in this top of the backswing position is even though the left shoulder's turning down and you're trying to feel the left side bowing in, you still have some natural counter swivel in your motion. That's why I feel if you actually try to make a counter swivel move instead of a pendulum move, it doesn't really work for you. This top of the backswing reminds me of the turn pendulum motion I talk about in the Hogan book that I wrote and that you have. At this point in the fall through, we can see how the right side's bowing in. This is a real good pendulum action. You also have a rear anchor action as well. You notice how the head is still closer to being over the right foot. So you've done a really good job of performing a rear anchor pendulum action. As you release your posture up to the finish, you get lots of good verticals through to the finish. You've done a really good job of improving those verticals at this point in your training.
Wow, look how good that is. Now that ball's had to start a lot right of the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 feet. All right. Okay, so rehearse that pendulum feel for the backswing. And then get that glute squeeze, postural release extension to the finish. There you go. And see, you're not used to doing that right now. That's why it threw you off balance. But keep doing it and you'll find your balance. There you go. Yep. Good. And that ball is going to start a lot more right than you're used to seeing it, isn't it?
Yep.
And
just outside the right end.
Yep. So stepping in right foot first, open stance, creating a little bit of room. Excellent. Again, so back there you want to rehearse the pendulum swing. Good. Now you want to forget about the technique so much. Like you said, in your golf swing, all you think about how you start it back, right?
Right.
So that left shoulder down pushback move. The rest of it is just imagine that shot to your target. Yeah, good swing. Had to start right at it, huh?
Yep.
So same thing, step in right foot first, more weight on the right foot. Stance is open. Okay, pretty good. I'd still like to see a little bit more room. But again, that's the worst putt you had all day. That'd be just fine. So you finished a little right, held it through, it kind of hung a little right that time. A little stronger release, that would have came back, but still good swing. Okay, just a little bit of leaning over in the finish. And the start line was pretty good. Yeah, a little more draw than you want, a little lower than ideal. It's still a good miss, but we'd like to stretch those verticals to the finish a little better. So again, much better stretch with the verticals to the finish. That one had to launch higher, had to hold the line a lot better. There you go.
Yeah.
On a rope that time?
Yeah.
Launched on a rope. Pretty good action there. I mean, that looked really good. If that was your average swing, I would be ecstatic. Yeah? Take that, 14 of those a day. Well, see, that had a lot more stretch in it.
Yeah, that one right.
There you go. See, when you stretch it like that, you can release it harder.
Yeah.
Good looking swing there. So aim right edge of the green. Nice tall verticals to the finish. Just trust it. Give it a chance. There it is. Like I always tell people, okay, if you're afraid, you're like, but I'm afraid. I'm like, well, just do it. Prove me wrong. That's what I always tell them. Go ahead and you just do what I'm asking you. And you go ahead and prove me wrong. So you did a good job of trying to prove me wrong, and you proved me right.
I proved you right.
That was a lot better. Again, that had more of that 1, 2, 3, 4, go. That's just what you're cadence. Okay, so belly back,
Right.
posture up, stretch those verticals. It's pretty good. Little tension. You're holding your breath, caught it a little thin. See, not Holding your breath still.
Yeah.
Very good swing.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, I like the image of the left side bowing down, left shoulder down, left side bowing in the takeaway.
Yeah.
And then whatever you do to the top, you do to the top. I think You know, again, that took too much thought, you know, to try to make that takeaway happen.
Yeah.
Right?
And it produces a totally counterintuitive. You think it's going to be able, you think it's going to have a, come into the ball more this way.
Right.
Actually, you come into it. Just the opposite.
Yeah, so just back to that same takeaway we've been doing all day.
Right.
There you go. So the moral of the story, just let the hinge go where the hinge goes.
Right.
Instead of trying to...
means this one.
Yeah. Just let that happen naturally. Let it happen when it happens.
Yeah.